till a few jump on. This was a spare of a moment. I was going to either do a YouTube video or a live, and I decided with a live. So I'll just hang on for a few to jump on. It's going to be a Q&A. So I'm going to answer a few questions because a lot of people are a little bit concerned about what's going on right now and how they can strengthen their life and how they can walk through this moment in time. So hello, got one person on. I'll just wait till a few more jump on. 5 people are on. Thank you, guys. It's very difficult on Instagram and morning. Hello, hi guys, hi everybody. Goddess, hi Goddess. Great, love it. A lot of people have been programmed not to believe in themselves, you know, not to love themselves. Most people are very, very comfortable in looking in the mirror and finding fault. Very few people actually love themselves and look at themselves. Really interesting, eh? So I'm gonna be answering some questions. So I might as well get straight in with it. Mark, may you do a tutorial on how to use Palo Santo? Palo Santo is very easy to use. Of course, the sticks, the Palo Santo sticks, are very, very hard to use because they don't light. But my sticks, what I use, are a blended version of a beautiful village of people who collect the sticks, the twigs, the trees, and any tree that has died. And they collect them together and they dry them out. It's a process. And then they grind them into a kind of like a sawdust pulp. And then they mix them with what I give them, which is a resin, which is frankincense. And then we add sage to it. And the sticks that I have are especially for cleansing of heavy energy. If you're a healer, if you work in the public, if you struggle with people around you who are always negative, feeling bad, then these sticks are absolutely amazing. And basically, it's really, really simple. You cleanse, clear, or you body. So you're looking at just cleansing your whole body with a stick. So you go around the body with the stick, and normally it takes me about 2 to 4 minutes. I normally hit about 3 minutes when I'm doing it myself. I do that in the morning. If I've come across somebody who's very negative, I'll keep sticks with me and I'll take one out and cleanse myself as soon as I finish the meeting or the talk. I don't tell them the negative. That's not my issue, but I definitely keep myself prepared by crystals, wearing crystals, normally Tektite if I'm going for a heavy meeting with people who are very negative, and I have to be at that particular place. And that's if you're in a situation that you have to meet a negative member of family, or you live with somebody who's filled with, you know, anger, sadness, bitterness, rage, all them kind of negative energies. It's important that you clear your life force. The best way to do it is jump in the sea. That's primarily the best way. Saltwater baths, magical. Salt water, rubbing it all over your body, has a great energy effect when it's natural salt. When I'm talking about sea salt. Himalayan salt works as well. The number one way to cleanse and clear your body of all negativity is sage. By saging yourself properly, then you ultimately basically give yourself a jet wash. That's what I call it, the jet wash of cleansings. Any kind of sage, as long as you break it down, and please watch all my other videos, how to sage properly. Most people don't sage properly and only partial sage, and sometimes that it is effective, but not as effective. If you watch my sage videos, it's incredible how your life changes within 10 minutes of saging. It's incredible how you walk out of that door and you think, my God, I feel differently, and then you realize, wow, it is energy. It is negative energy that affects me. And you are not negative. You are not sad. You are not depressed. You are not miserable. You are not all of those labels that people give you. You are not none of those things. It's normally negative energy that attaches to you and that causes you to then your mind to kick in and start thinking what's wrong with you, and then you put yourself into a label, and then a lot of the times will get even worse and get depressed and then run to the doctors and take tablets for depression, and it's a slippery slope when all you needed to do was sage yourself. It's that And the ones who do follow through always come back to me later and either crying, saying, my God, I've never felt better in my life. I didn't realize it wasn't me. You were right. And I'm saying, yeah, I've been doing this work 17, 18 years. I know. I saged thousands of people and I saw the difference and I thought, this works. Do you think I'm just saying it for more likes and subscribers? No, I share with you what I've learned and what I know is real, and what is real and what is fake. And outside is fake and what is real is in this room and what I've done here for all these years. Okay, I hope I answered that well. You are amazing. Every time you say I'm amazing, I push it straight back to you and say, no, you are amazing because you're a mirror of everything that you say. Question, what do you think of Reiki? I don't believe in, this is my own per se, I don't believe in labels. I believe that a human being, if you never even told them anything, you watch them from a perspective of a healer and you watch their energy. If they hug somebody and they're in a good mood and happy mood, they would hug somebody who might be feeling sad, and you can see the energetic field around that person who knows nothing about healing, who isn't religious, who doesn't know anything other than just being. You will see the energetic field of that human being giving healing or good energy to the other person. And that is what's called a natural healing. Now, the difference between different modalities in the teaching, like Reiki, like pure energy healing, which I do, pranic healing, the list goes on. There's thousands of healing modalities, techniques. Those techniques are individual for that person. So one thing I often say to anybody who comes to learn pure energy healing is this: what you're about to witness and practice is something that worked for me, but don't let that be the end and all of your work. What you will take from me is what works for you, and then you will follow what works for you, and you will create your own modality, your own field of work. So there are different ways, and I love that. And the reason why I love it is because I don't have ego inside me. I don't want people to copy me, because then you're just a copy of me. And the most important thing is that everybody must understand, as a healer, and I always use Master Koko Sue, who is the founder and the man who created pranic healing. And I realized that just out of realizing it. It's a realization, because a lot of the times people are just stuck in that, oh, I do this and that's how it works. No, that's not true. You do what you do, and if it works, it works, and sometimes it doesn't. And then people say, oh, I did what he did, but it doesn't work for me. Well, yeah, again, it's not what it's about. So what I say to people is, Master Koko Sue suggested that when you are giving pranic healing, be very careful giving pranic healing to an older person's eyes. So the suggestion of pranic healing, and please forgive me if I'm wrong, is only a few minutes over the eyes of an elderly person. And the reason why he predicted this and wrote this down, or somebody wrote it down for him, was that his energy was so powerful that was causing a disruption into somebody's eyes that he realized that might not be too good. Okay, now I practiced a little bit of pranic healing because I was very interested in all modalities. So I started this healing, and then I went on to different modes of healing because I felt that doesn't register with me. That doesn't make any sense with me. So just because he's a master of what he does doesn't mean that what he does, he can teach me and to be. And then oh my God, that's why. So his energy was completely different from mine. So how can he teach somebody to do what they do and do it in the same way when his energy is different from mine? So really, we make the mistake in believing that Reiki is on off and this symbol, that symbol. Well, it may have been to the Japanese Reiki master, but it might not be to you. So therefore, pure energy healing is a modality that actually encourages your own gift. your own unique gift in healing and the way you would heal. So there's a difference. So to a degree, I think Reiki is great as something that helps people believe in their own gift, meaning that if you don't believe in yourself to begin with, you don't understand anything to do with healing, well, it makes sense that Reiki is there to help you begin on off, okay? You don't need to say on off. It's a natural process. But if it's a way for you to feel that and make it, it's the belief in the symbols that creates what you're doing. Now, if you take the symbols away and believe in yourself to just do it in any way you want to do it, it's equally as powerful. So it's not that I don't believe in Reiki, I just don't believe in the way they teach for everybody. Now, some people can learn Reiki and become absolute masters, but I have had literally hundreds, if not over 1,000 Reiki masters who came to me, and after working in the energy of 4 days pure energy healing, they realized that, wow, that's what was missing from my healing. And that was to allow them to be free to work in their own uniqueness. So that's what pure energy healing does. It gives you the confidence to step out of the boxes or the ABCs or the do this, switch on, use this, do that, do this. And hang on, how about you become your healer? How about you listen to yourself? So all forms of healing are beautiful. And like my form of healing is a great start. For 4 days, it's a start. After that, you'll go anywhere you want with the blessing of your higher self, not with me. Because I tell people after you get a certificate from the Pure Energy Healing Academy, and I know this is going to sound awful to you, but I normally say to people, the day you take that off the wall, that certificate, and throw it away is the day you become your own master, your own healer. Because you are limited by saying that you are a pure energy healer. This is who I am. No, you're not. You're not a piece of paper. You're not a piece of paper. If you want a piece of paper and it makes you feel good, a lot of people put a piece of paper up because they need it for their country. So, oh, look, I'm a certified practitioner. Oh, that's good, then I'll have a session with you. It means nothing. It's a piece of paper, just like a wedding certificate, marriage certificate, just like any certificate. It's just a piece of paper. It means nothing. When you grow above paper, when you grow above technique of other people's, when you stop looking at other people and you start to focus on your own uniqueness, then you become a master healer of your own healing technique. And everybody has their own individual healing technique, which makes them feel comfortable. And that's what pure energy healing is. All forms of healing, as far as I'm concerned, can be really powerful or nothing at all, meaning that you can only do two things when you're healing somebody. One, if feeling a bit poorly, not feeling well, we teach in the pure energy healing modality that you do not do your work unless you're feeling 100%, because if not, if your energy is less than the person's energy that's coming for a healing session, and I've often seen it at many shows, I've seen people lying down and I'm thinking, oof, your energy is even stronger than the lady who's about to give you a healing session. And I see that at the end of the healing session, the person gets up and he's like, what was that? And the healer is like feeling strong and fit and healthy. Why is that? Because two things happened. The energy that passes through the person who's the healer is receiving that healing, so it's not going through to that client because they're digesting all that healing because they need it more. And two, the person lying down has a natural energy of a healer. So they want to give, their body wants to naturally give somebody who's not feeling well. So the person lying down has actually give the healer a healing session and actually pays for it. I've seen it. And that's why I say pure energy healing, one of the very, very strong points that I make to everybody is don't heal if you're not well, because you're not a clear channel. You're not a beautiful funnel to allow this energy to flow through you. I hope that makes sense. And all forms of healing is either beautiful or nothing at all. When you talk about evil, devil work and all that, that is only because of a mindset of those that created it a long time ago, which is normally based on a club that wants you to be in a club. So like if I opened a club and I wanted everybody to be in my club, I am going to disrespect everybody else's club because I disrespect everybody else's club by calling it evil or dangerous or whatever, then everybody comes to my club, right? That's how it works. It's a manipulation. Pure energy healing says you can use this modality in whatever field of work you work on, whether you're a pranic healer. We encourage anybody to come and experience this, because we are confident that even if you're a master at another form of healing, that within this 4 days, you will experience something that will give you a peace of mind, that actually we shouldn't be jealous. We shouldn't be, this is my modality. We help open people up to the blindness, the blinkered vision of many different healing techniques that disrespect other healing techniques. I used to be a hairdresser, and I used to teach my staff, don't ever nitpick somebody else's a haircut from out of this place, never. And that was my one of my pet hates. So yeah. Oh, Jane, look at this. Look at the, oh, look how bad that is. Where did you go for that? That was terrible. You did it. Oh, really? No, you know what I mean. Don't nitpick. If you're good at your job, you don't need to nitpick. You don't need to pull somebody's down. What'll happen is you'll cut their hair, make a brilliant job of it, and they'll think, wow, that was a much better cut than somebody else. So your work speaks for itself. Makes sense. But if you're crap at your work, if you don't trust in your work, if you don't believe in your work and you think, actually, I'm not that good, then you're going to try and make people believe in you more by talking. You see, pure energy healing isn't talking. We don't talk. We don't allow our client to talk, and we don't talk to them for a reason, that your healing should be the speaker. Your healing should be the answer to the client. So we discourage people to talk because we want people to feel, meaning that, imagine, I don't know if you've ever had this before. Have you ever been for a massage and all of a sudden halfway through the massage the woman goes, oh, it's been awful this week, hasn't it? Oh, it's been terrible, the weather's been awful. You're going, are you kidding me? I was just getting into it and feeling it. It was beautiful. I could feel the energy, I could feel the healing. Now you're talking to me? Do you understand what I'm saying? You kill the moment of the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual connecting to the feeling of what's going on in that massage. So your body's being healed and your energy is starting to recover and you're releasing the blocks. And then somebody starts giving you all this conversation. Well, it's the same with healing. And I don't want to go for a healing session and get up and for my healer to start telling me all the problems, or even starting to tell me what was wrong with me. I don't want you to tell me that. I know what I can feel what it is with me. So when a client gets up, I encourage the students to not say anything. And I saw this and felt this and I could feel a healing. There you go. You've answered your question. You didn't need me to answer it. So the healing process of pure energy healing is so powerful that no words are needed. Now that says something, guys. So if you have to speak to people after a healing session, I would say there's something wrong, because you don't have to. The work speaks for itself, and it's beautiful because you allow people to become their own guru, to become their own doctor, right? But you say, oh, I felt, when I finished that healing session on you, it was terrible. I could see some really bad energy all around you. It was so heavy. It was so, I didn't like it at all. And I was clearing so much away. I could feel all the pain of your past life and this and that. Yeah, I don't think I'll go to that person. I think I'll keep well away from whoever that is. Thanks for telling me. Or how about this? Whew. Wow. What's up? I've just had a healing session with this guy. What happened? I feel amazing. I feel light. I feel like, wow, I've never felt like this. And oh my God, my pain's gone in my back. Oh my God. Who is there? Give me his number. That's how I became busy, for not saying anything and just doing the work. Okay, I hope that answered your question. Good morning, good afternoon. Do you think we're taking the culture by using surgery? I don't think so. I mean, it's like saying, Well, I don't know what it's like saying, but you know, this earth was given for all of us. So I don't believe it's Native Americans. I don't believe it's shamans. I've met a lot of shamans who are bloody scam artists. I've met Indians who, Native Indians who aren't nice. So I believe life is life. People are people. You get good and bad in all walks of life. And some people use what they have as sacred, and some people abuse it. And I don't think anything is shamanic. I just believe we use words like that because it makes us understand things easier. But I think that, I mean, is a lemon. I mean, a lemon's only for people who live in the country where the lemons grow. Is a feather. Like there's a feather up there. I don't know if you can see it. There's a feather there. That's an eagle feather. Is that eagle feather only really allowed to be had by Native Americans? I don't know. I mean, I just think that the world doesn't belong to anybody. It belongs to all of us. And I really hate the idea that people say this is mine and you can't have it. I just think it's awful. And when people come to my academy, they don't even touch my crystals because their shamanic teacher have said, no, don't touch that, shouldn't touch that. Oh, I think that's another form of abuse, and shame on shamans who do that. It's abusive. It's like my old it's like I worked for a guy who abused me terribly and told me what I could and couldn't do. It was a form of being imprisoned in his form of work, and I started getting nervous, and I started realizing I was starting to become anxious and anxiety. And one day I just burst out crying, and I walked into work and I said, "You are the most disgusting human being I have ever met in my entire life. You are the biggest abuser that I've ever met in my life." And I walked out of that job, and it paid really well. And I said, "Peter, you're the most abusive man I've ever met in my life. You are actually close to being evil." And I said, "And you enjoy it." And I walked out of that, and it was the most liberating moment of one of the most liberating moments of my life, because you are not bound by anybody because they are a teacher. You are not bound by their genius because they've learned something, because who did they learn it from, and who did they learn it from? The only thing is, when you've learned something and you have that information, that wisdom, you can be an abusive, disgusting human being and manipulate that truth that you hold for wealth, for power, for greed. And I had a teacher like that who would only give me snippets of information and did it deliberately. So I was hanging on all the time. If you come on a 4-day pure energy healing course with me, or you meet me, I'm an open book. I'll share everything to you. You know why? Because there's 8 billion people in this world. 8 billion people. And if you are so narrow-minded as a teacher of whatever you teach, to think that I want to keep this person, then you are very, very narrow-minded in all your mindset. Because I also share on the Pure Energy Healing course this snippet of information. If you look on this street, there is a load of houses up there. There's about 50 of them. And if you look on the other side of the street, there's about another 50 houses up there. And if you look just below you, there's about another 50 houses there. And a little bit below, there's 50 houses there. You could afford to pay your bills, you could afford your mortgage very happily. If you have to hold on to all your customers because you're frightened of losing them to somebody else, then you've got a limited mind in seeing that it isn't just a few people out there. There's a whole world that will come to you. So yeah, I noticed a lot of teachers actually were very poor because they were so frightened of losing their little group of people. And I used to get, right at the beginning of my healing work, I used to do circle nights. And I remember one night I changed my circle night from Friday to Tuesday. And the reason why is because I wanted to create another circle night because it was so busy and I couldn't fit people in anymore. Literally 50, 60 seats. Some nights I just couldn't, there wasn't enough seats. So I thought, okay, I'll have 2 a week. Well, it crossed over with one of my teachers, and she rung me and she was really angry. And she said, "You're taking my clients." And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You're doing it on Tuesday. You know I do our classes on Tuesday." And I said, "But you don't own anybody. Nobody owns anybody. And surely, if you're spiritual, you'd want everybody to learn everything and to be able to choose what they want to do." And I said, "And you're free to do it any night you want." And I didn't understand it. And of course she was panicking because she only had a few people, and that wasn't my fault, and I wasn't taking them people away. But you see how the limited mind works. It's really sad, because limiting your mind will only keep you in that limited energy. Okay. Do you feel those who didn't get the jab are negatively affected by those who get it? Yes, they are. There's a shedding, there is a protein spike, and not to mention the energetic field around them now, which is actually hijacked. I don't really want to go into too much depth that I know anyway. One person got the jab, and my feeling to that is that's very selfish, because I know the rest of the family is going to suffer if anything happens to them. And I did say, do you think you're going to die of coronavirus? Well, that's not the point. No, it is the point. Do you think you're going to die from coronavirus? No. Then why are you having the jab? Because everybody else is having it. Okay, well, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, so they went along and had the jab. So today I'm sat down listening to the conversation. This person's now crying all the time. This person's jaw is in pain. This person's heart is beating so fast. This person cannot get up anymore, and he's physically and then screaming, saying, what have I done? Saying, is this my karma? And I'm hearing this every day now, every day. I mean, I literally get hundreds of messages every day of what the jab has done. Now, when you have that, and if you have it, and if you don't, you're beautiful. But if you have had it and you're okay, then hallelujah, hallelujah. But what I'm saying is that if somebody starts to feel not themselves after the jab, their whole body system starts to change, and then it affects their energetic field. Well, if you're sat with somebody who's feeling angry because somebody's caught them out or said something about them, and they're angry, if you sit with them, you will feel that energy. You don't even need to talk to them, you'll feel it, and you'll feel it in you, and you'll feel not so good. Your energetic field is trying to understand somebody's energetic field. That's how it works. And remember, the giving of energy and the receiving of energy, well, if they're not feeling well, you're needing, your energy is naturally giving to try and help that person. But if that person's energetic field is no longer the same, then you're giving to nothing. Nothing's actually working. It isn't creating the God particle that is the soul, the spirit that works alongside the physical. So there is no giving. It doesn't work, and so you end up in a weird situation, because your energetic field is trying to understand somebody else's energetic field. We have seen after the jab, people have not got the same energetic field. It's changed, it's shifted, it's an antenna now, it's changed, it's connected the worldwide grid above. So when people are starting to, I saw it straight away. I said this straight away. This is AI technology. This is not about a virus. This is AI technology, and it's being injected into every human being. And looked under the microscope, many people, and you can see on YouTube, if you look hard enough, if it hasn't been taken off, there's many people looked under with a big microscope, and they've stolen a Pfizer vaccine or whatever, Moderna, and they've seen living organisms. Those living organisms, actually, this sounds really bad, but once it's in your body, it self-mutates. It's actually a creator inside your body, so it's mutating all the time. These will come out. I remember talking about things like this that were deemed stupid and idiotic, and people used to call me nuts, but now they're all here, what I said to you before, and now it's not so nuts. So you can't win really. But let's just say that nanotechnology has been around a long time. If you don't believe me, go to DARPA, click on DARPA's website and just study DARPA's website. I listened to an interesting lady this morning who is very knowledgeable, and I appreciated what she was saying, and it made a lot of sense to what I've known. This is a spiritual battle. This is indeed a spiritual battle, and I've been saying it from day one. And I was glad that she mentioned the fact that this isn't just about technology, it's a spiritual battle, and it's combined in the AI or alien technology that we have no idea. And I don't actually mean aliens, I just mean technology being so advanced that you and I have no idea what's going on, but encased in a case, and then the technology inside that, and you can only see it under a microscope, and that can be injected through a needle. That tells you that, you know, it's hard for any human being to believe that. How can they create a technology, let alone a living organism, which, you know, it's hard to believe. It really is. And I understand why most people just laugh it off because, you know, they don't believe it. But it was funny because there was an article that came out a few days ago about nanotechnology, and it was and it showed the graph of it. It was a leading corporation, and it showed you the graph of the square box and another square box that fit there, and then inside was all the components of the nanotechnology, which is, you can only see it under a microscope. So it does exist, it's there, and it is causing harm, and many people are dying. That's not a lie, that's fact. And thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people who have taken the injection are suffering adverse effects, which are really, really, really frightening. So yeah, I hope I answered that question. Oh yeah, the military has always been the pawns for any testing. The military are actually pawns. That's why they call GIs a government issue. What is a government issue? I've talked about this before. What's a government issue? A government issue is your clothes when you go there. Your government issue is your gun. Your government issue is your boots. Your government issue is you. So the soldier becomes a government issue. That's why they wear a dog tag, because they're nothing more than dogs. That's how they're treated in the elite. So that's why they're pushed into the front zone to get shot and killed, because they're just government issues. And that's how they see them. So yeah, always, you always find that these new viruses, always started in military barracks, right? If you do your homework. But hey, I'm a conspiracy theorist apparently. Honestly, I don't believe in the nanotechnology theory, because can you imagine the price they would pay to create that technology? And each person, it doesn't add up. Price has got nothing to do with anything. You've got to get that out of your mind. It's not about money. Because when you own more wealth than you could ever imagine, when you have money, which is, you've got to understand what money is first, okay? I bet you don't even understand how money's made. Because to say that, you've no idea how money's made. How's money created? Just ask yourself how it's created, or do some research. Once you find out how money is created, you realize that you don't need it. It's digits. That's all it's ever been. But to you and I, it's different energy. But yeah, it's never about money. It never is. And somebody was saying to me today, yeah, but hang on a minute. The vaccines are free. Well, actually, they're not free. They're not free at all. Because hang on a minute, didn't the government say, we've just ordered 6 million of them. We've just bought 6 million of these vaccines. Oh, okay. Could you tell me where you got the money from that? Yeah, we got the money from you, sucker. The ones who pay us every single year the tax that you've worked hard for, that you shouldn't have paid the tax because it's illegal for them to take the money from you. Why? Because it is stated in law that you can only take tax off a human being if they own a corporation and the corporation makes profit. But from a single human being who goes out to work and does a day's work, they cannot take tax from you. And yet we do it. We give freely. So to go back to the original question, money, you pay your taxes, you pay your money to the government. The money gets all of this government gets all this money and then pays for whatever they need. Comes from you, comes from your taxes. The government pays for nothing. They just take money. They're just a banking system. They're a corporation, a business that takes from you and does whatever it wants. And guess who wins? And guess who loses? So I'd argue that point. That would be my argument. So, Mark, what can help? Oh, hang on. That disappeared. A big part goes into their pocket, but doesn't actually go into their pocket. It's how it goes into their pocket. Because I meet John. John's a builder, and John says, "Hey, listen, Mark, I've heard you work in the government." Yeah, I do. Well, listen, I know there's a government contract to do the roads down here. That's right, there is. Well, if you could put a good word in for me or let me know what the contract deal is, if you could tell me how much the most money anybody's put in for the contract, if I can just go another 200 or 300, I'll give you a fantastic job, or I'll make sure everything's going to be okay for you. That's how it works mainly. It's lining pockets. That's how it works. The sticks are the best. Thank you for taking the time. Oh, the sticks are great. I use them every day. You're right. And I'm confident in saying that. And I'm happy to say it. And I don't feel like ego. I don't feel like I'm selling anything because they're brilliant. They are brilliant. And if you look on markbajerski.com and type in under the shop, and you don't need to type it, you just press it. It says most popular products. You'll see throughout the whole of the year consistency of the sticks, cleansing energy, negative sticks, and number one seller. So that says a lot. That we have repeat customers from all over the world, and I'm talking people who have massive centers of yoga, of cleansing, lots of different kind of Pilates, all sorts of healing techniques, singing bowl places where they do all sorts of meditation. So they're bought from all over the world, and mums and dads use them every day in homes, in businesses. So they are brilliant, and they are. I've used them for 16 years. Nothing is better than those sticks, not to my knowledge. I recently bought a piece of moldavite from your shop. What should I do when I get it? Nothing. Each piece of moldavite, this is a piece of moldavite, it weighs less than 1 gram. This is part of these down here. So these are my latest moldavites. I don't know if you can see them all there. Well, those moldavites, I work on them personally. So each one of them I work on for a minimum of 1 hour to a maximum of 10 of these. So I put pure energy healing into them. So I sit with them. So I might have 5 in one hand, 5 in another, and I might meditate for 10 minutes or an hour, depending on how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling like I'm putting energy in for a certain reason, I'll sit down and put that energy into it and then just put them back. When I'm happy with them, after, as you all know, I bought these months ago. So I take a few out at a time, whatever crystal I'm working with. So like a piece of chungite, here's a piece of chungite. I worked on that for about 34 hours. So what I do with it is sit with it and worked on it. So you don't have to do anything with it. You should just feel it and then begin the journey with the crystal, meaning that you work with it. And I hope that answers the question for you. Any advice? Oh, I just missed something. Hi, Mark. Any advice for my son who has terrible nosebleeds? Not jabbed. You know, a lot of the times we have stress in our body, really, really bad stress. that stress expands into the blood, into the cell, and causes great issue. And sometimes the body needs to release. And releasing of blood is a cleansing, a clearing of negativity. It's a way to replenish the blood. And you know what? A lot of the times, I don't know if this is true or not, but a lot of people go and have their blood taken out of their body and given for blood donations. And I always remember people used to say, well, it's good for you because your blood replenishes and builds up again. For me, I'm not a doctor. I don't know these things, but I do know something. If your son is struggling, and if your son is of mind, meaning he thinks all the time, he's sensitive, he's always in the mind, I think we tend to blow up a little bit, and we get overblown up, and it's a pressure. And the only way that pressure can be released is sometimes through the nose. So we can get a nosebleed, not always. And you know, maybe if you're worried, go and see your doctor and listen to what he says, because he might say it could be this, it could be that. But look towards natural healing. My suggestion is that the root cause of anything is in the roots. So go online, type in nosebleeds, and then type in what roots, what plants, what foods, what fruit and vegetables help with nosebleeds. It obviously is something to do with pressure. And I would ask, when does these nosebleeds happen? And is you've got to try something that will happen with nosebleeds, because sometimes it can be permanent, and sometimes it doesn't happen again, and then starts again, and then okay, you start finding a pattern. It's a bit like when you start getting allergic reactions to something. It can take a long time before you know what you're eating or to the allergic reaction. It can take ages. But that's the same with nosebleeds. Your body is telling you something. So you need to understand the body. You need to ask the body. And I think a really good start is healing. Find a healer, meditation, energy healer that can bring peace into the body and release the negative energy inside that causes this pressure that then releases through the nose and blood. I hope that makes some sense, but I could be wrong. Okay, so I'm not sure. I'd have to be with that person to feel that person and understand them. I hope it helps though. Hi Mark, I just received a pendant from your gift shop. It went around the world to Spain, didn't it? I love the pendant. Oh, good. It went around. Yeah, okay, brilliant. Well, thank you for buying from me. At least you know it's genuine, because you saw me in the Czech Republic. You saw me buying these. So at least you know all my pendants and Moldavites are genuine. Makes me laugh when people ask for a certificate. Let me tell you, these companies online who offer certificates, this is a great business. It's a great business. Oh yeah, I've got the certificate. Means it's genuine. Yeah. The only time you know it's genuine is when you know somebody who goes to the Czech Republic, who gets them from the Czech Republic, and then you know it's genuine. Okay, somebody who's in between, who buys from somebody else, nah, you've got to be there. That's why I go to the Czech Republic, and I go with a heap of money and buy loads, and then I come back and then hopefully last throughout a year. Yeah, no, I don't do certificates because I don't need to. I know mine are genuine, and you've seen me there. You've seen me get them. I've shown you while I'm there. So you know they're genuine. I buy them from genuine people who have been doing the work for years, and I've worked with them for a long time. So, hi Matt, love you and your channel. Any crystals to help with severe autism? That's it's a real difficult one, is autism. My 16-year-old, we're living in a toxic soup, which is causing more and more stress to anybody who's heightenedly, I don't know the word, but they're becoming very connected to this universal new energy of 4+1G. and it's been switched on everywhere. And because the satellites are beaming it down now, it's been switched on more and more. People are finding they're not themselves more, and if they have a reaction, an allergic reaction, or they're physically in pain, or they are of autism, slight autism, it's almost like everything is heightening more. So it's a bit like the muscle within us that is the protector of pain or anything is becoming more raw. So we're feeling things more. On a spiritual level, we're also becoming attacked. So that's another thing. So it's a really difficult thing. So I think the answer is nature. I think the answer is nature. I really do think that. I think if you're anywhere near the sea, get in the sea salt in the bath, anything with nature. Drink lots of water, as long as it's not from plastic bottles, as long as it's not poisoned. Your water is important, that you find a really good source of natural spring water, which has not been contaminated by the disgusting, dark and devious system that puts poison into it. If you can clear your body and have natural water in you, it's the first start to help with autism, I think. If feeding correctly the right fruit and vegetables for autism is also, sounds crazy, but it's true. If you feed the body will feed you, and then bring balance back. If you go into Mother Earth, if you go into nature, at least for half an hour to 40 minutes a day with your son, he'll feel better. I promise you, he'll feel better. But you have to sacrifice the TV. You have to sacrifice all the stuff that you would normally do, and you've got to make an effort to do these things. And a crystal just isn't something that can instantly fix. A crystal helps, and there are many crystals on my website that I've worked with for autism. Many. So a good thing to do is to go to my website, and there's a search button when you go to the shop, and type in autism, and the crystals should come up if there's any left. What I will promise to reason, and then I'll do a video on that. Yeah, I hope that helps a little bit, not too much, because sometimes things are not that easy to resolve, and yeah, there is no miracle fix for that. We just gotta work at it every day, and you're in my heart and thoughts. I hope this is meaning something today to you guys. Or correct on his overthinking and pressure. Had it broken by a boy pushing him from behind years ago. Right, exactly. So he's got to forgive. So what you've got to do is forgive. Yeah, I mean, bullying was terrible for me. I wrote about it because I was bullied all my life at school, and so was my son, so was my daughter. It's kind of like part of the journey, but we've got to learn to forgive, because whoever is the bullier has a story to tell, and normally their story is pretty bad. It's not so good, and that's why they bully, because they have a terrible life normally, not always, but you've got to learn to forgive that moment, and give your son as much love as you can. Tell him how amazing he is, because he is. Tell him from me. Okay, thank you. This was great, Mark. I'm working and listening at the same. Good for you. Multitasking. I can't walk and chew chewing gum at the same time. Us men can't do that. Any crystals to protect the shedding? I don't know. The only thing that I made a video today is for the 4+1G and how it's helping. But you know what, guys? I don't have that answer. It's too soon. You know, as a healer, I mean, I could easily say any kind of bullshit, but I won't. I'm just telling you as it is. It's too soon. It's too soon. I'm literally keeping away from anybody who's been vaxxed, because I don't want to be in that vicinity. And I'm talking to people every day, listening to people every day. As a healer, we only know what we know because we've experienced it through the years that we've been healing. So it's too soon. And if anybody's telling you, if anybody's got this miracle cure straight away, I would really question who you're listening to, because the only reason why I've been promoting Silicon Valley is because I've used it for 6. So I know it works, just like Chungite works. I don't know Chungite as well as I do Silicon Valley, but I have Chungite here and it does work. And I've seen the benefit from it, but I don't know I don't know about the shedding. I just don't know. It really frightens me because I don't know. Protection from negative energy is my work. I can tell you about that. I can tell you about grief. I can tell you about depression. I can tell you about physical and emotional and mental, but I don't know about something new. Nobody knows. And if people are saying that they know, then good for them. I don't. It's too soon. It can take ages before you actually. Well, I am. It takes me ages before I really know a crystal. It takes me ages, and I won't say anything because I don't want to look like an idiot. I don't want to, just say it. So when people say, "Oh, this, that," I have no idea. But my crystals, what I work with and sell, I know because I've worked with them for a decade and a half. So I'm confident because I've seen what they've done. They've made a massive impact in my client's life and mine. So yeah, I can't answer that question. I wish I bloody could, but at the moment I can't. I'm just telling people to stay well away, as far away as you can, and let them shed when and how long that takes, and if they're ever going to stop shedding. And I've got this kind of feeling that the shedding comes when their immune system's low. So I think that it's all to do with your immune system. So if you want my advice, strengthen your immune system. So if you go to markbajerski.com, or anybody that you know who sells crystals, your crystal shop, ask them what crystal strengthens the immune system. If you go on my website and you look under the search bar, type in immune system, you'll see quite a few crystals which are fantastic for the immune system. There's too many to talk about. Hope that helps a little bit. Brendan, my beautiful friend, how are you doing? I don't lie. I don't lie. I don't like lying. And yeah, my ex-wife yesterday said, "Oh my God, you're starting to swear." I said, "I am. I've never swore before. Very rarely do I swear. But since this state of madness has come, I do have a good friend, and she was part of the Pure Energy Healing Tarot course. And that's Daniela La Verity. She swears all the time, but some people, yeah, I don't even know why I'm talking about that. It's not even important. What crystal can, hang on, question from Hamamas. Okay, this Herkimer is clouding up. Oh, it does. Will it affect its power? Not at all. Crystals have a unique ability of transforming, and I find it fascinating. I'm writing about it. One day I'm going to write a book about crystals in my own experience as a crystal healer. And I have a fascination with crystals because I believe they're alive, all of them. I believe you can talk to them and they listen to you, they heal you. I believe they transform with you and how you are and how you feel. I do honestly believe that they're alive, and I believe that the sun helps them grow, water, your humidity. When you wear gold, do you know the reason why gold gets thinner on your ring? When your ring gets thinner, it's because gold goes into your skin and enters into your skin and feeds you. So basically, gold feeds you. So if you get, this is what I learned from Don Tolman. If you get a very thin piece of gold flake and put it on your skin, it literally goes into the skin and feeds the skin. And gold is an amazing feeder for the skin. That's why if you wear gold or silver, they're amazing for your body. So I like silver because I can't afford gold, but I have all my crystals in silver. So I get them done in Bali, and the silver is great quality there. So I love the quality. India, Bali, brilliant. They use good silver. So that against your skin is great. Crystals are the same. They feed your body, they feed your life force, they feed your energy, and they listen to you, and they focus on negative or the issues within your body, and they target that and heal that. So yeah, my moldavites change color. A lot of my Herkimers shift. Sometimes there's oil deposits in them that move and change, and I find it fascinating. There was one time about 13 years ago, I used to take photographs of my moldavites throughout a year, and then I'd show people the photographs when they came to learn pure energy healing crystals, and I'd say, "Look at these photographs. What do you see in these four?" I'll say, "That's the same crystal." And they'd go, "No." I'd say, "Yeah, it's the same crystal. It's just changed in its way because of how I've changed. So there's no less, a crystal doesn't get less powerful. All what happens is it heals you, so then you think, oh, it's not working anymore. Well, actually, the crystal was there to help you go through whatever you were going through. Now you're healed from that. You're wanting it to do other things, but it was actually there to do a certain job. So then the crystal shifts and changes. And if you put the crystal down and leave it for a few months, put it back on, you'll feel it again, because the crystal shifts its energy, changed a unique energy again, like you do every day, and then heals in a different part of the physical and the spiritual. Incredible. Crystals are incredible. That's why when people sit in crystal mines, they say that they feel like they've been energized from the inside. They feel like they've been pumped up. If you ever come for a pure energy healing session with me, you'll always hear people say, I felt I was pumped up. So it's about energy. That's what it's about. It's incredible. Go to what you're drawn to. People always ask about how to choose a crystal. If I choose you a crystal, it means I am taking your power, and I am not you. I don't know you. So I say this, and I've said it a few times. When you walk into a gallery, an art gallery, think the same as you walk into a crystal shop, or you're watching online, or you're looking at crystals online, you're scrolling down. So you're just walking around visually, whether it's online or wherever, and all of a sudden you'll feel this, oh my God, that's the one. And it can take a week, it can take a month, it can take a year, but you take your time and say, when the crystal's ready, it'll call to me. You won't know why, but you'll know that's the one I want. That is intuition. That is the crystal calling you, and you're calling the crystal. It is a unique and very powerful and magical energy, which is intuition connecting to the energy that you need. And that is the way to do it. Trust in yourself. Oh, but I haven't felt anything. That means that people come to me and say, I've been on your website, didn't feel anything. And I'd say that's because nothing on there is for you, but you will find something somewhere. And then a week later or a month later, they'll say, oh my God, Mark, this came up on your website, just come up. I need it. I'll say, well, there you go. That's it. Oh, I went into a crystal shop and it was there. That was the one. I didn't know why. Exactly. That's I have the answer to everything. You have the answer more than anybody. Why? Because you know you more than I know you. What does that say? Yeah, I don't see it as a random picture online. I see it as going into an art gallery and walking around, and there'll be just one. Not always, but there'll be just one that just says, you know what, that's the one. And you'll say, well, what's the difference? It's a picture, right? But you'll say, yeah, but it's the one. The colours in it, the feeling in it, I don't know what it is. And you will do when you actually get it home and you see it and start looking at it. Or there's been many a time somebody will call me and say, I don't understand this message, I love it, and it's calling me. And then I'll explain to them and go, oh my God, that's why I get it. Same with the crystal. So trusting in that feeling. And yeah, I mean, that's it really. Yeah, crystals go missing all the time. There's many different philosophies about crystals going missing. I have my own truth about crystals, but I believe they vibrate out of our frequency. So they're there, but they vibrate out of our visual sight. And the reason why is because we don't need the crystal at the moment, or the crystal needs to just be. I don't know fully. I don't understand it. Some people will swear blind that it was in one place and then it ended up in another place. I have a theory behind that. I'm writing about that in The Power of Moldavite. Moldavite is the most curious crystal for disappearing. I've talked about disappearing before because it's in my book, Seeing the Invisible. And in Seeing the Invisible, it talks about how I vibrated out of peripheral vision. The lady didn't see me in the room. I disappeared. But I didn't disappear, or did I? She didn't see me. She told all her friends there was only one room. He couldn't have got out of the room, and then he reappeared again. So a crystal can do that. I believe that is true. Do people forget where they put the crystal? Of course they do. Of course. reappear as well. It's a fascinating subject, and I don't think anybody's got the right answer. I think everybody's got their own opinion, and I think that's fine. But the only thing that matters is if it comes back. I don't care. Just tell me where it is. A crystal breaking is a beautiful thing because it means you can share it. A crystal breaking doesn't always mean that it's finished work with you. A crystal, when it breaks, just means that sometimes it breaks and it's a great opportunity to gift it to somebody else or put it into your energy healing oil, like I do. Got lots of broken crystals in there, but they're still beautiful. They're still part of the crystal. There's nothing changed. There's nothing bad. There's nothing broken. There's nothing evil. There's nothing cursed. There's nothing finished with it. It just happens sometimes. There's also another aspect of that. There isn't one answer to everything. Everybody looks for one answer. There's literally thousands of answers. So if you go on to Mark Bajerski front home page, you'll see as you scroll down, Seeing the Invisible, and it's on audio. There's a free downloadable. If you click it, you can listen to it straight away. It's one chapter, and it's called Sleeping Beauty. And Sleeping Beauty is one of my favorite crystals for anybody who holds cancer within their body. And it's done miracles. It really has. But I can't say that or else I'll get prosecuted. But it has. I've seen it. What happened once was a piece of Sleeping Beauty. And it's happened not just once. I'm talking about the story where a crystal can actually explode and give you information through it as well. It can say that it's working on the physical body, and maybe something inside physical wise there might be a source of an issue or a problem. So sometimes a crystal has that ability that you can feel a bit of pain, and that is the pain that needs to be healed or fixed. Not always cancer. That's just an extreme conversation. But I remember there was a time I was wearing a piece of moldavite, and I was having a session with a beautiful guy, and we were just connecting over the internet. I was giving him a session, and my moldavite basically just cracked on me, and he saw it and I saw it, and we went, Jesus Christ. So sometimes energetically within our energy, we can create this energy that can cause effect. And we don't know, we haven't even tapped into 1% of our cause and effect. But I know this, we have the ability to do many amazing things with our energy. Okay, I've done 1 hour. From my heart to yours, I hope you enjoyed this. I want to say thank you. I don't have all the answers to everything, but what I do have the answers to is what I've learned. So everything that I've learned in these years of crystals, I'm confident. And if I don't have the answer, you'll see me, I'll just say, I don't know. I really don't know that. And I think it's important to be honest. There are people out there just like me who are crystal healers who have been working full time for years. Those are the people you need to talk to and ask advice, okay? If you're looking at influencers on YouTube now who have never worked with a crystal but held one a little bit and then trying to sell the idea of likes and subscriptions, I'd be very, very careful who you listen to these days, because there's so many influencers, young kids, guys who've never actually done a healing session or a crystal healing session with clients. You need to be really careful who your personal guru is, because you know what? It's dangerous. It's dangerous. So many people, and that goes for the truthers movement as well, because I'm seeing more and more people are just listening to one person and liking them so they believe what they say. That's dangerous. Really what you should be doing is your own research. So if you hear something, then dig deep and go and look yourself. Don't be lazy. Don't just listen to one man. Don't just listen to me. Go and dig deep and see and work it yourself and understand it yourself. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit tired of these young kids on TikTok talking about the cursed moldavite. I mean, it really is quite scary how these kids are turning to something to use as an expression of their in her with their weakness of pain and suffering that they use every day. Do I look cursed? Do I look like that girl who's screaming and crying? Come on, think about it. So TikTok is quite dangerous. I've realized that. It's filled with pedophiles. It's filled with dirty old men watching women dancing, and kids just really are wasting their tick tock, their time, and that's perfect for the darkness because that's all they want from you, to waste your time and energy on nothing. So yeah, be careful who you listen to. And yeah, if you want advice, then go to people who actually work with crystals and have worked with them for years. You normally find a lot of people who talk about crystals. If you ask them how long, how many hours, there was a book written, and it was about a true professional, a true guide who is how do you say, what is really a professional? How do you actually say that? Well, the concept of that was 50,000 hours. Okay, I've done over 50,000 hours of healing sessions easily. So I've worked over 50,000 hours, no problem. So I would ask who you're listening to, first of all. Well, you don't need to ask them because you just need to have a look, study them. Just go online, click online and see how long they've been a healer for. So most healers will say they're a healer, but they might do one session a week or a month. I'm talking about those who work full time. So I work full time as a healer for 12 solid years. Okay, 12 solid years. I traveled all over the world. I've done every level of healing, on corporate to every walk of life you can imagine. I've written 4 books. 2 of them are about my journey. I am in the process of The Power of Moldavite, which is going to be a fascinating book, and it's going to really open people's minds. So I think it's important that who you listen to is somebody, not just a speaker who's good at speaking and who knows nothing about energetic healing. I've done an interview because they've interviewed me, and I've listened to their work, and back 7 years ago, and I spoke to them after the interview, and then we started talking for half an hour, and I said, "You don't really know much, do you?" And he said, "Not really." He said, "I'm learning though." And I said, "But people really, really listen to what you say." He says, "I know, but I'm doing my best." And I'm thinking, yeah, the cart before the horse. Listen, mate, you should go and stop your channel, go and do the work, and then come back when you really know what you're doing and talking about, because it's dangerous. But the problem is quick fix, quick likes, want to be popular, want to be famous. So be careful, because many people just jump onto the next new information that gets them more likes. And it's a slippery slope, guys. It really is. So choose well and go to the people who are actually workers, who do the work, right? The ones who are doing the work now. Don't just go to any speaker. Go to ones who are doing the work. Because like I said, I did 100 healing sessions in the past 2 to 3 months. I did it on jabbed people who were poorly and sick. Did I help? No, I didn't. Can you imagine a mechanic turning around to his client saying, "I can't fix your car"? So all I'm telling you is the truth. I couldn't help them. Maybe 10 minutes, 5 minutes, but then they felt bad again. So the pure energy healing doesn't really have a cause and effect. Not in my understanding of those 100 hours. So, and it's still too early to say. I did say that sound therapy helped a little bit, 15 minutes that helped for, but then they called me back and said I'm not well again. So again, I don't know. I would just recommend that if you can, just ask yourself this question: are you going to die of COVID-19? Probably not. Are you going to be struck down by lightning and die? No. Well, that's the same statistics, exactly the same. So why would you put an experimental drug that is illegal, both in every shape or form, illegal. The Nuremberg Code says it's illegal. It's an experimental drug. It's illegal. It's illegal, guys. Why would you do that? Why would you even know? It just don't. Just don't. Feed me. Please look after me. Please keep me healthy. Keep me strong. So even if people have been jabbed, you are going to be stronger and more powerful. That's it. Namaste to you all. Love you all. Thank you for going to markbajerski.com and buying your authentic crystals, oils, and incense. That certainly helped me and hopefully help you through this moment of experience, which we're all going through. I got my trio and Silicon Valley today. Yes! Yay! Yeah, it's beautiful. Good for you. Good for you. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. I hope it serves you well. And if you get some great information from it, please share it with the family, because we are a family and we're growing every day, and there's so much we have to learn. And the one thing I'll leave you on is this. In this decade and a half of learning crystals and healing, I realize that I know nothing, and I've still got so much to go. I've still so much to learn. So that says a lot. Love you all. Bye, guys. Take care.